Well guys, first day on the water in 2024. I'm looking forward to this day. You know, I like metal detecting on the land, but I much prefer being in the water. I don't know, it's just love being out there and seeing stuff down there and finding stuff as we hit the bottom in the kayak. But it's anyway, I hope we're gonna have a great day, and I know we will, because first day being out, nice weather today in the 70s. Water's low and pretty clear, actually, very clear. So I think we're gonna find some stuff today, whether it's old Civil War relics, colonial relics, bottles, who knows. Anyway, oh, and I fit in my wetsuit. That's most important. It's a good indicator for me how fat I've gotten over the winter if I can't fit into my wetsuit. Kind of like a stuffed sausage trying to zip that thing up, but I think it actually fit a little better than it did last spring. So I guess that's a good sign. In any event, we'll go down the river a little bit, and I'll get us to a good spot, and we'll start metal detecting. Okay, I have our first good signal over here. See if you can hear it. Ringing up like 70s, near 80. It's not the size of a bullet, but I'm not sure. I've actually never been to this part of the river before. I've gone the other way, never down this way. So I wanted to see what we might find. So let's clear that silt out of the way. I think it's sitting on the clay. Shouldn't be too deep, and we'll see what it is. I'll try to do that underwater for you so you can see it when I see it. So all that was a little modern kind of 22 bullet. Kind of see the lines around there on the bottom, those hatch marks, or those, you know, I guess, what are they, vertical lines. That is a modern 22 bullet. All right, well, we're gonna keep looking. We got a good iron signal there. Wasn't quite sure what it was, but that is half a horseshoe. Stuck my magnet to it, and that's what came up. That's a really big horseshoe. So my understanding is these big horseshoes like this are plow horses used in a field, not necessarily cavalry horses from the Civil War or anything like that. There's some big piece of iron my detector is floating over behind me. So maybe it found something good. Let's go see. I got a big iron signal here, and I don't know what it is. Let's put the camera under, and then we'll try to get it with the magnet here. What is that? Ah, okay. That is an animal trap. Old, rusty, crusty animal trap. Interesting. All right. Well, put it in the kayak. Get a really high signal here. And when I look down, I think I see a huge homemade sinker. Let's take a look. Oh boy, that is a big chunk of lead there. That's homemade too. That's got to be old. And you know what? A lot of times, how old they are, that, or I think this is an indicator. See that? That's a square hole in there. I think the older ones are made with square nails, you know, because round nails didn't exist. That's been just exposed, getting algae on it for who knows. Could be 200 years down there. 100 years. Be 50 years, I guess, but probably not. I'd date that to at least probably before the Civil War. That's cool. All right, we'll keep looking. Another big old homemade sinker there. Wow, That's a big one. I don't know what that's made of. Kind of a weird look to it, but it's huge, I'll tell you that much. Kind of eyeballed this in the water, and you guys know what this is? This is a piece of a single tree. So this went on like this would have a piece, like it's broken. So imagine that the wider part of the metal continued. It would go on a piece of wood on a bar, and like would go across some oxen, and then a bucket of water would be hanging from that for the oxen. That's my understanding of what these mainly were. They also use these for wagons, and they had buckets and other things hanging from them, and they did use these on some Civil War wagons. So you can't really tell what it's from, but that definitely looks hand forged for sure. And that's really cool. All right, guys, well, that'll have to do it for today. Heading back to the truck here. Found some neat stuff. The homemade sinkers, piece of a horseshoe, piece of a single tree, and I don't know, a few other odds and ends. I think part of a chain. I don't know if I got that on video, but it was fun being out here. But my main objective today was not to find relics. That was just a side thing. I wanted to get my kayak out in the river for the first time this spring and make sure it wasn't going to sink. If you remember last summer, at the end of the summer, I had a lot of problems with a hole in my kayak. Well, I found this stuff to repair it, and I'll tell you what, I've been out here an hour, no water in the kayak.